see how competent they are?
Oh, nice.
Chariot! Shanya! Chumbi! Hedjo!
Members!
Right, done! Jack out!
Wow.
Round of applause for them.
Thank you so much to the Manoa.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of NYSC of Hour. I am Ruth Besson. You can catch us on NYSC TV on free-to-air satellite and NYSC Radio 88.3 FM. Today, we speak to the National Youth Service Coordinator, Jigawa State, Hajia Aishatu Abubakar. Hajia Abubakar speaks on the day-to-day activities of corps members as they arrive at the Jigawa State camp. More details after the break.
Section 6 of the National Youth Service Corps Act places in every state government the responsibility to arrange and provide accommodation, boarding, transportation, and to provide other facilities which are essential for the welfare of members of the service corps and the success of the scheme in the state, and also to arrange the provision of facilities for orientation courses and winding up exercises. While Section 7 subsection 4 states that every state government shall be required to provide such other facilities and contribute to the implementation and achievement of the programs and projects of the service corps in the states, including, but not limited to, land for agriculture, orientation camps, and transportation facilities. The Director General and the management of the National Youth Service Corps appreciates the efforts of all the state governments who have provided adequate facilities for corps members serving in their states, and use this medium to encourage and appeal to other state governments to provide adequate facilities for corps members serving in their states in order to guarantee a smooth and successful service year. Thank you.
The NYSC Jigawa State Coordinator gives us a rundown of activities of corps members on their arrival as they are welcomed by the reception committee and given proper orientation on the essence for the orientation camp. Sit back and enjoy yourself.
My name is Aishatu Abubakar Adamu, the State Coordinator of Nysc in Jigawa State. I attended Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. I studied education. I graduated in the year 1993, and I was mobilized to Niger State in the year 93, and that is the batch A service year. And I was posted to EEC, that is Economic European Community Organization Middle Belt in conjunction with the Agency for Mass Literacy organization, which they deals with in educating the rural communities, where they are encouraging them to go to study, to go to schools, especially in the aspect of the girls' child education.
The NYSC Jigawa State Coordinator, Haja Aishatu Abubakar, shares step-by-step process of camp activities of core members as they arrive camp.
In Jigawa State, on arrival, we receive them at the gate, encourage them, welcome them, chat with them, finding out how their journey was. We give them some snacks and drinks and food just for them to relax and feel welcome in the camp. Then from there, they will pick their credentials and move to the hall for registration. So after being registered, after confirmation that all their credentials are intact and correct and fully mobilized, then we register them. From there, we issue them with their kits.
On the NYSC Community Development Service, she commends the people of Jigawa State for their support and cooperation as core members carry out their duties and contribute their quota to the development of their host communities.
The CDS in the state is doing wonderfully well, and the people of the state are really encouraging the core members. Some of them sponsor the core members. Like we have core members that did some projects. One at Sabalari village, where a core member by name Victor Joshua renovated about 3 blocks of toilets with the help of the community, as well as some philanthropists within the community who assisted him, and he also sponsored the program. Core member also embarked on or constructed this police traffic stand in Duse for the police. Gave some startup capitals for about 50 women, and also paid school fees for about 50 primary school pupils in the same Sabalari village community. There are other core members that also embarked on some projects where the community and some organizations also sponsored them. So the state is doing very well in that aspect.
Speaking on the NYSC Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program, SAID, Haja Abubakar reiterates the importance of acquiring a skill as it could be a means to an end.
They need these skills because, jobs are not readily available now, especially government jobs. So when they get this knowledge and also skills, especially the skill acquisition and entrepreneurship program, when they've learned different skills, they'll be able to empower themselves. They'll be able they'll be self-reliant. And by the time they are done with their NYSC service, they will not seek for any job. They will only go back, rely on the skill they have learned, and thereby empowering themselves and become employers of labor. After the orientation camp, because it's the training given to them during the orientation camp is free of charge. So after the orientation, we encourage them to go for their post-camp training. So the post-camp training, it depends on which one they feel like continuing with. Because in the camp, we have different skills. So when they get out of the camp, they have other skills. They can continue with what they have already learned from the camp, or they can also go for a different one. So when they go for any different one or continue with the ones they have learned, it gives them more knowledge of that skill, and they perfect their training. When they perfect their training, within the service year, they can start little business with what they have learned.
Hajia Abubakar thanks the Jigawa state government for its immense support towards the NYSC scheme.
This Jigawa state government have been very supportive to NYSC, and especially the administration of Alhaji Umar Namadi. He has been so helpful to NYSC, and they have constantly paid monthly allowance to all core members serving with the state government agencies and schools. Also, they have built core lodges in all the 27 local government areas. And also, they are supporting us within the camp. They give us some food augmentation during the orientation camp. And also, they have been very supportive in terms of renovating the camp premises. Constantly, they've been renovating. Even of recent, they just renovated the multipurpose hall and the camp clinic, some lodges, some of the staff chalets, they renovated some. Constantly, they do that. So they have been very supportive to the scheme.
Nigeria serves, Nigeria we serve.
Thank you so much, Hajia Aishatu Abubakar, for your time. Our next story is on Samuel David Gilk, an indigene of Plateau State who graduated from the Plateau State Polytechnic in 2015 and was mobilized in 2016 to Zamfara State for his service year. During his service year, he took part in the SAID program as a facilitator, where he trained corps members on bags and shoe making and lots more, not leaving out members of his host community. Mr. Gilk stayed back in Zamfara State to contribute his quota to nation building before going back to his state of origin to continue with the SAID program. Let's meet him.
Good day, viewers. I'm by name Samuel David Gilk, an ex-corps member and a site facilitator with the NYSC. Please come with me, let me take you to my factory. This is what we call our last, and with this we can make any type of shoe we want to make. And so after placing this, you continue with the placement of your masking tape until you get it all wrapped up, and you cover the whole side to get the pattern you want out. I schooled in Plateau State Polytechnic. I graduated at 2015. I was mobilized 2016 to Zamfara State. Zamfara, it was fun because before I got to Zamfara, in short, before my high institution, I was already used to manual drills. The side on cam was fun because I took the skill I was already into, which is bag making, which was part of my skill too. So it was just fun, and I was privileged to be allowed to take the shoemaking on cam. That's the trainer on cam while I was still serving. So I was a corps member wearing my white and also a trainer on camp. So it was fun, and wow, I'll never forget the kitchen because the kitchen was also fun. My place of primary assignment was Ministry of Commerce and Tourism, which was literally, the far north. The work there wasn't that. There wasn't anything to do there. So instead of that, I said, okay, instead of me going to the office and just sit down and do nothing, I decided to meet the site department, and I told them to give me a space so that at least I can boost up my skill, which really I was given the site center, which it was also used for only CDS. But I too, as God will make it, I was a person that started using the site center, as a training ground. So I used it to develop myself and also to empower others. When I came back, this particular structure wasn't completed. It wasn't to this point actually. So I tried fixing it, and it was after I came back that I started that structure outside. And with that, at least since I came back, I've trained almost getting to, like, let's say about roughly 9 to 10 core members already. And I'm still working on the ones that are still here. And then the individuals I've trained, actually I've trained others that are on their own right now, having their own shops, some in this area, some in other local governments. So, can you continue with it?
My name is Okafa Blessing Ngozeka, and I'm from Enugu State. Posted to Plateau State for my national service from Enugu State, where I came from. Ladies are not allowed to do things like this. But when I came to the north, being Plateau State, I was meant to understand that ladies can do whatever they would want to do, which makes them to be unique in their own way. And me doing this, I've been getting a lot of orders from the east, where I came from, because it's something they do not really believe that a lady can do and do very well. But I find myself doing it and doing it very well. When I made mention of going into shoemaking as a skill, my people most especially felt like it's not something that is within the power of a woman to do, but that of a guy, especially when it comes to lasting of a shoe. Lasting this shoe takes a lot of strength to do. In the years, probably we might be asked to take a lot of pounded yam or fufu for you to have enough strength to be able to pull this together. But here, we find ourselves doing it. So far, I've been able to make, if I have not made shoes, I've been able to make like 10 shoes, probably 15 pumps, maybe 8 ladies' pumps. And the money, yes, the money is quite juicy because it's been helping. It's been helping to fix the bills. And aside the things that we're getting from the federal government, after NYC is a very big question that we've been asking ourselves. What next? We might just come out and immediately after service, we might not get a job to do. So we can use this to sustain ourselves while we go for job hunting.
Coming to the north, I want to go back home with something from the north. And so I told my dad that I wanted to learn shoemaking. He was against it and still he does not know that I make shoes now. It's going to be a surprise to him when I get back home. But the journey so far has been amazing. I learned very quickly. I mean, I've been here for like 4 months plus, and I can confidently say I make shoes, I make heels, I make half covers, I make cover shoes, sandals, slippers, and even slip-ons for men. I make all kinds of shoes, and I did not have any skill whatsoever.
During the camp, I was in tailoring. But a friend introduced me to shoemaking. He said it was easy, it was nice. I'll be able to make shoe in 2 days. I was like, I'm an Igbo boy, jacks of all trade. I was like, 2 days, I'm going to supply Abba with that now. That was my intention. When I came here, it wasn't difficult, yeah, but it wasn't as easy as he said. You need to put your head into the game. You need to understand what they are doing. You need to start from scratch. We're thinking 2 days we're making shoes and doing all that, but like I said, it's not that hard. It's easy, depending on how disciplined you are and how really you want to learn. It's not quite easy because I'm actually posted to Basa local government, but I'm learning this in Jos South. It takes me about 2 hours from where I am to this place, and when I'm going home, the same thing. It's quite expensive and all, but there's this dedication that we need to learn this thing. So it's that dedication that is pushing us to do this thing, to learn this thing.
Before I came here, I already had plans to learn shoemaking, but then I could not because 2015, I gained admission into university, and that was when I wanted to learn the work. So there was no opportunity for me to learn. I was busy with school stuff and a lot of activities. So coming here for me, in the side program, I just keyed in thank God to my boss. He made me fall in love more with it due to her. He taught us and how he was doing the whole stuff. And so far so good. At least I'm on my 4th production of thereabout. I've produced 2 shoes, 2 cover shoes, 2 palm slippers, all to the glory of God. At least I'm going back to River State as a CEO. I already have a brand, I have a brand right now. I've done my logo, my flyers, they are there. So we're going back, and NYSC empower us. It's a plus to us to start up our own little business. So we appreciate this scheme.
I'm not regretting, let's say, joining or going for service or being a trainer with the NYSC. But at least in my own line of business now, what I can boldly say about the NYSC, it has opened, let's say, the doors for me to train more than if I would do individually. If I would train people individually, I know definitely I wouldn't have gotten this number I get from the NYSC. So at least one of my principles in life is I want to die empty. God has given me the skills because I never learned it from anybody. I trained myself because NYSC gave me the space to train myself even the more. Because while I was in Goso, there weren't people making shoes. So I had to work hard to make myself to become what I am today. So that is one thing I'm very much grateful about. And then meeting these lovely people, really, NYSC have done good.
Nigeria's us, Nigeria we serve.
Thank you for a job well done, Mr. Gyok. One of the significant factors that determine the success of the SAID initiative is training. It provides the opportunity to enhance one's knowledge, effect attitudinal change while acquiring and enhancing your skills, as seen in Mr. Gyok's story. This is where we call it a day on today's episode of NYSC Half Hour. You could write us on the online handles displayed on your screen, and we would be glad to write you back. You can also catch us at NYSC TV on free-to-air satellite and NYSC Radio 88.3 FM. Remember, the safety of core members in our communities is the responsibility of you and I. And dear core members, please do not embark on unauthorized journeys. Stay safe and thank you for watching. My name is Ruth Bessel.
The National Youth Service Corps, a call to service, a call to nationhood. Nigerian youths, stand up and embrace this clarion call. Wherever you are posted, accept it, embrace it. Do not harbor any fears because your security is assured. Develop common ties with members of your host communities. You would discover that North, South, East and West, we are all brothers with common ties and a shared destiny as one nation. Do not lobby for preferential posting, for it is unpatriotic and illegal. Report at once to the orientation camp as soon as you are posted and contribute your quota to the overall development of our great nation, Nigeria. The National Youth Service Corps, building future leaders.